till after the trade deadline. There's almost, I don't think there's any chance Bumgarner will still be with the Giants at that time. Somebody's going to go after him. So you would think that this is going to be a really big emotional start for Mad Bum. Of course, he doesn't have much of a team behind him, but the Dodgers have been forced to juggle their rotation a little bit. Anything showing at the betting windows behind the counter on this one?
Well, they were late to bring in the name, switch pitchers. Urias, if I pronounced it correct. He's pitching for the Dodgers tonight. And right now, the thing we may see in this game, Bumgarner and the Max Muncy. Let's see what happens when he's batting there. That should be interesting. But right now, its early indication is we'll need the Giants. Better just blindly betting the Dodgers here. I think we'll see. There's a good chance we'll see some buyback on the Giants because Bumgarner, you rarely see him at this price. I mean, I can't remember the last time he's been this heavy of an underdog, and it makes sense that that's a good price for some people, and I would agree too with that play. Then this could be his last game, emotional, and he's a competitor.
The other school of thought on that might be an underplay. Because you figure, well, he's going to be fired up. He'll pitch a good game. The ball doesn't carry real well at night in Dodger Stadium, and the Giants can't hit. So anything showing on the under and over?
It was actually pretty stale last time I looked. There wasn't much moving on the total, so I guess we'll see a couple hours when the lineups are announced.
The Houston Astros have a person making their third start today in Framber Valdez. They've lost 4 straight games. They're going against the Yankees team that has won 5 straight. And, yes, the Yankees are about a $1.30 favorite thanks to Chad Green being on the mound. I will say this. Dave and I will be talking about this game more as the WagerTalk play of the day. The Yankees, only 8-9 this year against left-handed pitchers on the season. Best matchup on the board, but a short line for the Yankees being at home.
Yeah, they're going with the bullpen game, and maybe the Yankees have found a role here for Chad Green that he's comfortable with because he was sent down earlier this year, and now he's back up and he's pitching well out of his opener. At least the last couple times he's done it. So, and bettors are actually going the other way here. They're back in the Astros. Sharp and public money have been all on Houston throughout the day. So they've been fading the Yankees and back in the Astros. I guess they just figured they won't lose 5 straight.
Now, this next game is going to be really interesting to see what the bettors do, what the market does. Because I know every book in town got killed the last few nights on the Angels. Angels money all over the place. The line went up like 40 cents on one of their games at Toronto. And they swept the Blue Jays. Now they go into Tampa. They're going into what are they? The Angels aren't playing the Rays. Who are they playing? I wrote down Rays on here. That's right. This is the last game of the series. I wrote Rays instead of Jays, and I said that's not right. So is it? Now, this is the weakest matchup for the Angels in terms of the pitching. The rookie has been kind of shaky for them. And the sweep theory is involved. So are you finally seeing some Toronto money here, or is it more of the same, all halos?
It's more of the same, more Angel money and parlay money as well. This could be one of our bigger liabilities come, 4 o'clock, especially tied into all the parlays. So let's hope to get some Toronto money, but it hasn't been we haven't been able to set it high enough for the Blue Jays lately, the way they've been playing. Especially, well, at least at home, they did win that Sunday game at Houston. I think bettors were hoping that some of those runs would have carried over, but it hadn't.
Really?
Well, Jake Odorizzi is the Twins are 11-0 his last 11 starts.
Pretty good.
Boy, he's pitching well. But you look at Glenn Sparkman. Sparkman in his 5 starts has a 1.08 WHIP, so he's pitching well. But does anyone want any part of the Royals at home, despite winning 3 or 4 games?
Not until mid-afternoon. We did take a 4-figure bet on KC around 1 or 2 o'clock, and so right now we definitely need KC, but it's been all Minnesota money on parlays and straight bets, but we did see a buyback on KC, so it's pretty obvious what we're going to see here. Even though Kansas City has pitched better lately, last 5 or 6 games, I think they won 2 out of 3, and Seattle will see if they carry the momentum. And then also Minnesota might have a letdown from that big series against Boston. Who knows? I don't know how mature they are to handle a series like that. Some tough losses for them.
Yeah, and plus the win was a 17-inning win, so you wonder how fresh they are at this point. Here, the Astros and Yankees is the game of the night. We'll talk about that later on. We'll also talk about this one in the 4-at-4 later on. I think this is a really interesting betting game between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Oakland A's. Charlie Morton's been brilliant for Tampa. Absolutely great. I would think a cinch to be in the All-Star team. Might even be the All-Star starter. Who knows? He did have a down outing last time out, but I mean, it wasn't all that terrible. And you look at Frankie Montas, who's been money for the Oakland A's, basically because he's now added a good off-speed pitch to what he already had as far as the fastball goes. What makes this a curious game for me as far as betting goes is the fact that even with you would think the better pitcher on the mound, Morton, don't you have to worry about Tampa Bay's mindset after getting their teeth kicked in the last few days at Yankee Stadium and now having to travel west without rest? What's the market doing on this game?
Yeah, there's been a few more dollars on Oakland. Bettors are agreeing with you, Dave. I think they're seeing a kind of a weary Tampa Bay team that's licking its wounds after their ace, not only losing 3, but their ace getting not out of the first inning, Blake Snell. So I think that's what bettors are seeing here, and we may actually need Tampa Bay here come 7 o'clock. I anticipate more Oakland money to come in.
It's a game. I didn't bet the game, and I know I'm not going to bet the game. But this is I want to see how Tampa reacts to what took place at Yankee Stadium. That was a really bad series for them. And you mentioned what happened to Blake Snell in the third game, and this is the type of little slump that can turn into a bigger slump. So I think this is kind of an important game for Tampa, but I don't have any faith in them to bet him here.
Yeah, Tampa Bay too. I think they've been trying to add a veteran bat, and Encarnacion was rumored to go to Tampa Bay, and the Yankees kind of came in and stole him right from underneath them. And I think that's also been, it's showing with Tampa Bay. Offensively, they're still not quite a contending offense yet. And they need that veteran presence, and that might show in these type of games where you need that presence to, in leadership, especially offensively.
Well, Dave sends out the sheets of what games we're going to talk about, and we rotate games back and forth. And I know for a fact he left me the Orioles and the Mariners because there was no way he was going to want to talk about it. But, you have Seattle about a 130 favorite with Wade LeBlanc, who's got a 8.31 home ERA.
And he's not going to start.
Oh, they're going with the starter.
They go with an opener when LeBlanc pitches. So more confusion for you guys on the other side of the counter as far as how to price this, any pitcher. What's going on with that anyway? What's the latest as far as the stipulation that you have to list starters at least to make a price? It's very confusing for the books and the bettors.
Yeah, we're kind of getting used to it now. Every day there's at least one or two undecideds or pitching changes. So we've sort of rolled with the punches, and, we're organized here, so we get everything, cross all the T's, dot all the I's, all the cliches. So we're fine with that. It just with the people who will maybe bet a game, and then there's a pitching change. We try to make everyone aware within all the books that there's a new price now in the game, so that when they go up with the window with their parlays that they won, that you get your adjusted price. So better A should have won $300, it says on the ticket, and you're getting paid $280. They know why, or they get paid more. Usually people wouldn't say anything, obviously.
Right, but the big problem to me, because, a bettor can bet action if he wants. So that's, as far as the side is concerned, I don't think it's a hassle for the player. They already know what's going on, and they'll just bet the game action if you don't know who's going to start. The problem is for the totals, because the rules are you have to list pitchers for the totals, or it's no action. And you take the Seattle team, he's waiting till like 2 hours before the game to announce who the opener is going to be. That's just a mess for everybody.
Yeah, it's again, not much you can do.
No, I know.
You take bets with who's listed, and then once that gets changed, then those are refunded, and it's basically a new game, and it comes to totals and run lines and all those things. So, unfortunately, this game here, I hadn't seen a listed pitcher yet for Seattle last time I checked it. So I don't, right now I didn't think it would be much of a handle game anyway, but certainly once they list the pitcher, we'll see what happens.
So do you think, just an opinion on your part, Will, do you think we're going to see a change in policy with Nevada Gaming Control as far as this goes, so that books are allowed to put up any pitcher for totals so they don't have to refund a bunch of tickets that have already been cashed? I mean, it's a lot of waste.
Yeah, I would hope so. It's something that where, MLB also can be involved, and some sort of maybe deadline that can be created where it's a, nationwide deadline where you have.
That's a good idea.
List this pitcher at this time, and that's it. I mean, you have all these other rule changes in baseball. This is something for gamesmanship too. A team wants to scout you and look at film on a pitcher, why give them, till a half hour before the game? Have some sort of rule set.
Well, and the fact is, Major League Baseball can no longer claim, well, that's gambling. We don't care about that.
Yes.
You're putting a book in Wrigley Field. Let's don't charge integrity fees. Maintain some integrity yourself.
Yeah, if you had Adam Silver as your commissioner, you would be able to approach him, and he would probably come up with a great idea of saying, yes, 4 hours before, giving him enough time. But, I just want to go back and mention the Orioles game. I mean, Dylan Bundy, in his last 8 starts, he has not allowed over 3 earned runs in any game. He's just such a tough luck pitcher playing for Baltimore. Are anyone backing him in this game tonight?
Well, right now it hasn't been. Last time I checked, it wasn't even on the board with us, the Seattle-Baltimore game. So I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
It may be on the board as we speak right now. Again, I'm not in front of a computer.
I don't think it is because, to my knowledge, as of
I saw Scott pop up as the Seattle opener, the Seattle starter.
Then I would assume there'd probably be lines going up shortly on the game.
It's probably just coming up. Yeah, I anticipate some Dylan Bundy money. He has pitched much better since he got away from Buck Showalter. He's been a new man, so we'll see what happens with him. Maybe he's trade bait too.
Well, yeah, I think that is a possibility. Somebody might go after Bundy. What else is happening with CG and great spots to watch all the big events around town? Talk about the app as well.
Yeah, I mean, we just added a few more, NCAA football regular season wins and matchups to go along with all our other college and pro stuff, year-long stuff. So, and of course, the Women's World Cup, we had a great handle today on the U.S. Victory over Sweden. So that should just pick up this weekend as we approach the knockout stage of the Women's World Cup. It's very exciting, actually more exciting than I anticipated. So that's great. Of course, baseball this weekend is in full swing. We're getting close to the All-Star break, and we're seeing some really good races shape up here. But you definitely have to download the CG Technology app and sign up for an account at one of our properties. I mean, it's the only way to go. You have to be prepared to bet like a pro. I mean, that rhymed and I didn't mean it to, but it is true. Without that app, you're just lost.
You won't get any argument from me. It's the only way to play in 2019. Will, it's always a pleasure. We'll do it again next week.
Look forward to it.
Will Bernanke, follow him on Twitter at The Moneyline Guy. When we come back, we'll get our Joe's Angle of the Day, and then it's time for the Thursday MJ Christensen 4-4.
The Las Vegas Sports Line.
With over 3 million cases a year in the United States alone, erectile dysfunction is a common condition among men. ED can cause stress in your relationship or may even be keeping you from having a partner. Unfortunately, pills and supplements often don't work. The good news is Universal Men's Clinic has been treating ED for nearly a decade with a high success rate. We've made finding a solution as stress-free as possible with no wait time appointments and ED treatments customized for your specific needs.
I'm Dr. Charles Arakaki. The Universal Men's Clinic specializes in using modern medicine and a sophisticated monitoring system to help men suffering from ED or low testosterone.
Help is here. Take the first step to getting your life back by making an appointment today. No referral is necessary. Call Universal Men's Clinic at 702-430-6994. That's 702-430-6994. Or visit universalmensclinic.com.
With Cliff Miller from MJ Christensen Diamonds, William Henry Collectibles.
Incredible. All one-of-a-kind pieces. They're generational items. And in the South, everybody just lusted after who gets the grandfather's pocket knife. In Vegas, it's stepped up a notch, and that's William Henry. But this is a knife that generations will own. Every one of them made out of custom materials, an incredible story and legacy to pass on to future generations.
MJ Christensen, located at Boca Park.
If you need to sell your house,
talk to Aaron Taylor.
You want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy.
Cash advance when you list your home with the real estate guy. Yes, I'll say it again. When you sell your home with Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy, we will give you a cash advance if needed for relocation, vacation, pay bills, catch-up payments, family reunions, whatever you want it for. We put our money where our mouth is. We also buy homes giving our sellers cash in 5 days. We always get the most money possible for our traditional sales. So give us a call and meet with me today. Experience the value of the Real Estate Guy. Over 5,000 homes sold, over 24 years of experience. Call 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. 702-310-6683. Powered by